Hi, it's Charlie here. In this video, I'm going to break down how I created an iPhone rig that I can give to clients to record 4K video over Riverside FM. If you're only recording yourself, you'll probably use a mirrorless camera and record to an SD card, or maybe you'll use a capture card and a good webcam, or let your PC do the recording. But if you're recording someone else remotely and they don't know how to use a camera or a capture card, then this iPhone setup is a way to bring back some high quality 4K interview goodness using Riverside FM over the internet. Then bring that into whatever professional editing software that you like, and you've got some great content. This setup gives me 4K front-facing camera so the guest can see me and themselves, wired Ethernet, not Wi-Fi, power using AC, not battery, and it won't overheat during long recordings. The rig has 3 subsystems. First, obviously, the iPhone is the brain. It gives us a very powerful computer and a great camera in one easy-to-use appliance, and it runs all the software that I need. There's an infrastructure component, which is the hub, the cage, the wall plug, and the tripod. And the third subsystem is the accessories. These are the light and the external microphone. Once all this is set up, you don't have to be a technical person to get great results. Now, let's talk about the components one by one. The iPhone is the most important part of my system. It's an iPhone 15 Pro, which I bought used from Back Market for $500, including tax. I wanted my rig to operate using USB-C cables only, with no power adapters whatsoever, and the iPhone 15 was when Apple switched from Lightning over USB. The 15 Pro has the A17 Pro processor chip, which means it has more GPUs and it handles video better, and it has better heat dissipation than the cheaper 15 and 15 Plus. 15 Pro has better rear-facing cameras, but I admit though, I have found it very difficult to use those rear-facing cameras in this setup. If you want a video rig using the rear cameras, take a look at Sarah Dietschy's totally overkill iPhone 17 Pro cinematic video rig, which I have a link to in the description. For everything in this build, other than the iPhone itself, I put affiliate links in the description so you can see current pricing on Amazon. If you happen to buy something, I will receive a small commission and it won't affect the price that you pay. Infrastructure starts with the hub. If the iPhone is the brains, then the hub is like the nervous system of this rig. I landed on the Satechi USB-C multi-port AK adapter with Ethernet. If you're here just for the Ethernet story, I put a separate chapter link in the description so you can skip ahead. I chose this hub because it has a USB-C PD port that passes both data and charging power through its USB plug to the iPhone. I don't want the iPhone running out of battery during a long interview or a conference call. The hub also has an HDMI cable, so I can hook up an external monitor, which is very handy. This hub costs $99, but with the USB-C ports, including a PD port, an HDMI, and Ethernet, packs a punch. The next infrastructure component is the SmallRig Universal Mobile iPhone Cage Model 2791B. Right now, this is selling for $31 in the United States. The third infrastructure component is the wall plug. I wanted the whole system to run using a single AC power cable. The UGreen Nexode Pro 65-watt GAN 3-port USB charger, big mouthful, added $45 to the kit, but it gives me the confidence that with a single USB cable, I can charge this whole iPhone rig and power all the components at the same time. The fourth component of infrastructure was the tripod. It all rests on the tripod. I went with the SmallRig VT20. This is probably the third or fourth time I've purchased the same tripod because it's easy for non-technical people to operate and it takes a beating. $47. I'd rather not take a chance on something cheaper. And then there's the accessories. So first, the mic. I'm using a Rode Video Mic Go 2. iPhones have good built-in mics, but using this shotgun style external microphone is going to set you apart from everybody else. Having great audio is a total differentiator on a Zoom call, and for recordings and remote interviews, it is a must. These go for $100 these days. There are cheaper ones. Do not skip this step. There are substitutes, but I'm recommending the things that I actually use. Let's talk about the light. I'm using the Ulanzi VL20. I bought mine a while ago and it came with a cold shoe accessory, so it was super easy to mount it on the cage. The battery lasts a long time, and if you must, you could power it off the UGreen charger too. Set it to 5100 degrees Kelvin and forget about it. $31, super easy. Now, the big drum roll, wired Ethernet. For anyone not familiar, Riverside FM is an internet-based recording system for video and audio. It's very popular with podcasters. When you record video on Riverside, it makes a local recording which it uploads to the cloud in real time while you are talking with guests over a separate live stream, which is compressed and running at either 720p or 1080p. For 1080p or lower streams, 2 to 4 megabits per second is enough. And Wi-Fi connectivity is generally good enough, but if you're recording 4K video, you need rock-steady internet, and that means wired Ethernet, not Wi-Fi. Not only is the throughput higher, but the stability is better too. Network nerds like me refer to metrics like latency and jitter. Latency is how fast the packets get to their destination and back. Jitter is the variation in that latency over time. Lower latency and less jitter is better. On this rig, on my home Fios connection, with wired Ethernet, I'm seeing a 6x increase in throughput with half of the latency and half the jitter. That's as good as it gets. Use wired. Yes, the iPhone 15 Pro works with wired Ethernet via this hub, but there are quirks. First, the only way that I can find to reliably enable wired Ethernet is to reboot the iPhone while it is connected. Disconnecting and reconnecting the hub, unplugging USB doesn't seem to work. There's no on-off switch in the Settings app. It's annoying, but once you know, you know. After some digging around on ChatGPT, I found that the iPhone considers Ethernet like a temporary accessory, not a primary network interface. It doesn't behave the way a regular PC or Mac does. If anything disrupts that wired connection, like an iMessage or some other app notification, the iPhone will default to Wi-Fi. So to prevent that from happening, I created a custom focus mode in iOS, which I enable when I use Riverside. Actually, I just leave it on all the time. And that suppresses notifications from disrupting anything. I also disabled Wi-Fi and cellular to prevent the iPhone from switching over. I made Ethernet the only available network. When you take those steps, then the Ethernet is super stable and it just works and works. So here's the cost summary. iPhone, $500. Infrastructure, hub, cage, wall plug, tripod, $222. Accessories, light and mic, $130. Total, $852. And that's in the United States, Q1 2026. So my use case is 4K video with Riverside. Let me know in the comments how this setup can help you, and if you have questions or ideas about how to make it better, that would be great too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.